Hi, I'm Sid Caesar.
And I'm Sara Ceaser.
I have a few, so I'm going to sort of list through them. I'm a big animation fan. So for me, growing up in the early 80s, movies like The Last Unicorn and The Secret of Nim were very important to me. And things like Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal, just this fantasy sort of aspect, I love those movies. But I think my all-time favorite movie would have to be Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm a big Indiana Jones fan, and I can't tell you how many hours I spent as a little kid running across my front yard, being chased by native tribal people, running for the plane, or making bullwhips out of rope and tying them to trees and swinging around and falling down. I think that movie just perfectly encapsulates the excitement. So for me, I'd have to say that's my all-time favorite movie, even as a kid, but even as an adult. Like, I can watch that movie a million times and never get sick of it.
I also have Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's one of my favorite movies. But I also watched The Sound of Music a lot growing up, and Goonies. And I think the reason I enjoyed those three movies in particular was because they kind of gave me a way to escape from the place that I was in and kind of use my imagination a little bit more to kind of imagine being in Germany or Austria and imagine being, having adventures and whatnot. So, yeah, I think those are them.
I proposed to my now wife by making a movie trailer, and Red River helped me make that happen. We found a time, everything was done as a secret project so that she didn't know what was going on, and we did it with puppets, and we made a trailer, and they showed it on the big screen, and it went off without a hitch, and it went perfect, and I was kind of nervous at first when I had this project, but everything fell into place, and Red River was so accommodating to make this happen, and it helped relax me a little bit so that it could happen, and it did, and it went perfectly. It went absolutely perfectly.
The way that they bring independent film to the community, they give people something to do in the evening that maybe not the normal things that people do, like going to the bar or going to a multiplex movie. And it gives them the opportunity to think about different things with the documentaries and other independent films. So I think it gives a sort of character to the community, which is fantastic. I think it gives them the opportunity to broaden their minds. Independent films often are not made for the lowest common denominator. They have more ideas in them that you might not expect in other movies. So I think that's something that's necessary, and they do that.
I think independent film is a necessity for a community. I think that you need to have spaces to show creative, independent, educational, documentary, artistic cinema. And I think it's fine to have large multiplexes that show Hollywood blockbusters, but at the same time you need to counterbalance that with having venues that show creative, expressionistic cinema. And that could be documentaries, that could be fine art, that could be foreign films, but I think you need to have a place that shows that, because that's an important cinematic expression. And I think it's good also to have, directors and people make appearances so that you can go to a movie and you can see it, and it could be a local film or it could be a smaller independent film, and the directors and people that made the movie can be there and they can answer questions and they can share their thoughts about why they made it. And I think that's important. You need to be able to interact with these people to find out how they work and what they're thinking and what sort of emotions and creativity they're bringing to a project and why they are. And I think that's absolutely essential for film viewers, for film fans, for people that want to be involved in film. I think it's an absolute necessity. And I'm glad that Red River is around to be able to foster that for everybody in the area. It's important.